What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Disappearing Civs AI only battle. Now, on a quick update, the game did crash twice when I tried to open it. Third time is obviously the charm. We'll keep going, but yeah, normally, obviously, I normally do a 3 strikes and you're out policy. I won't be too bad with it, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it won't crash. If it gets to a point where it just won't open, then I'll just go to the nearest autosave that will open. This is the only Civ 5 series running, so it's all the autosaves are in a nice scenario at the moment. So yeah, it's not like there's multiple different autosaves across different series. So yeah, one of them should work, and we'll just have to do some sort of mini results at that point if it does break. But it's also like the hottest day of the year in the UK. I don't know if that might be affecting it, and I'm doing it like, the afternoon. So it might just be hotter than normal in my room. So I don't know if that could affect it, maybe, because it's obviously it's quite a burden on the CPU or whatever it is to open these games. So yeah, hopefully it's not too bad though. It's finally opened on the third attempt. But yeah, it was just like crash. It came up with the screen of like Venice, who obviously I'm spectating as, and yeah, it just like closed everything. It wasn't even it didn't even freeze or anything. It just closed. So hopefully that won't happen again. But if it does, like I said, we'll see. I'll try and get it as far as I can, basically, and then we'll do. If we have to do results, maybe at 200 instead of 250, that might be what happens. Obviously, I'll try and go beyond that as well off video again, if it's even possible. I don't know, but yeah, this map certainly is bigger. I think that plays a big role into it. I didn't really think of that at the time, but it is a lot bigger, this map, than the other one. So that normally causes some issues. There's less civs alive than normal, so I don't know. I thought it might have balanced out, but I guess not. But it doesn't matter too much. It's fine. As long as we made it here, we're in. We're in for another episode. Plenty going on at the moment. America still clinging on, doing fine. That's the main action in the Americas. And of course, the Incans gradually getting worse. That is also a big theme in South America. In Africa at the moment, there's no real wars, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the Zulu are going after Arabia sort of slowly. But yeah, I mean, it's more about the settling that's occurred in the fall of the Songhai. That's the main event. Europe is actually very quiet at the moment. I know Rome was sort of having a few scuffles, but that's sort of ended. In fact, there's not many wars going on at all right now. There's attrition up here, but I think that was for the religious unit, not a military unit or anything. And in Asia, I think there is the only really big war, which is China-Mongolia, and that's not really leading to too much. So we have actually reached a bit of a quiet period. Oh yeah, and Japan and Songhai. Pretty close, not really. They share some letters, but that's about it. Songhai versus this Russian city. I assume Japan will get it. I hope Japan gets it. They're probably going to put in all the work, so I would feel bad for them if Russia was to get it. And, oh, there we go. Zulu v Morocco. I mean, it's not great for Morocco, but I don't think the Zulu will kill them. The problem is with this sort of war, you can just see Morocco giving like 3 cities up in a peace deal anyway, so I won't get any hopes up that this is going to go fine for Morocco. It's not Morocco should win or anything, obviously that's crazy to think, but the Zulu probably won't be able to go that far, and it doesn't look like they have too many boats out this way. A bit further back, they do have plenty of planes, but even those planes won't be able to reach particularly well from here. So I think they might just about be safe for now. And Canada joined in. Yeah, I think they're fine. I don't think Canada will send that much out. Canada has proven they can't even take out 1 city America, let alone 5 city Morocco. So it should be fine, especially not across the Atlantic. But yeah, that's an interesting alliance maybe forming. Canada and the Zulu. Not probably least likely to be working together, but there you go. Like the friendliest civ and the most aggressive civ in the world. I mean, I know this Canada's not friendly, but you got that nice stereotype of being nice people. That's like a good stereotype, Normally stereotypes are pretty bad things, but I don't know. I guess being nice, not the worst one. Ooh, this is what I don't know where this is going to lead to. But oh wow, okay, those planes definitely do give you an advantage when they don't have any to defend themselves with. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. The Kulin are going to have a lot of force. China's navy's pretty good though, but the Kulins is obviously going to be better. I mean, I'm not going to count the units, but I would imagine it's much better. With planes supporting as well that China can't really deal with, this is going to really challenge China. But I don't know if the Kulin will get anything. Obviously, they'll have to land with the land unit to conquer Guangzhou here, which is not impossible. I see Persia's been embargoed. Sort of playing the role of Iran in real life with their borders and economic sanctions too. There you go, they're really filling in for that one. But yeah, China, this is going to be, I don't know, Guangzhou, it might fall. The Kulin could certainly get some land units on there and take it, so it wouldn't surprise me. And obviously if Japan was to join in at some point, it would get even worse for China. But yeah, the Kulin will certainly do some damage here. Obviously Guangzhou, I assume, will come with an awfully big amount of borders in this area, because, you know, these three much more in the north. I imagine you're going to get a lot of this if you conquer Guangzhou here. So that'd be bad. Morocco does get a peace deal with the Ottomans. But yeah, it's also going to, obviously, if the Kulin do a lot of damage, I mean, killing the boats won't make a difference, but it helps, but it wouldn't make a difference to Mongolia. But yeah, if they start bombing land units, that's really going to help Mongolia. And obviously Siam, I thought might get involved, but they've actually just declared war on Parthia, which is going to be rough. Not going to lie, although they now have a plane for the first time, so there's some hope. I mean, this city's probably, this city's probably a good move. Siam will probably get this, and I mean, maybe if you use the plane well, you get this one too. So yeah, okay, they've got some okay shots here at doing stuff. Mongolia actually has a plane all of a sudden. I didn't see that before, so that is not going to be helpful for China. And also, if Mongolia, they look like they're about to properly start sieging down this city, and if they get this one and then move back, I mean, obviously that's going to take a while, but once they're fully focused on China, I think China could be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, this is certainly looking curious. Obviously, China have been this turn. We already see them take Guangzhou into the, knock half its health off. I imagine they could probably get it down to none this turn. Probably going to do a lot of damage to the boats as well. So yeah, this could be a very rough period for China, I'm afraid. The Zulu has entered the atomic era. Good job. We'll keep our eyes on this, I guess, for now. It's the main sort of theatre of conflict at the moment. In terms of sieging, it certainly is. There's no other sieges that are really close. So there's this Japan-Russia one as well. I'll hover over. But yeah, the rest of the world is pretty peaceful for now. Emphasis on for now. Parthia, obviously they are now dragged into this war. We'll see what they're up to. They're just moving around here, putting some units through to defend. Seems like a good move. They've got a pretty good road network here, sort of connecting these cities. Not so much up here, but at least allows them to quickly reinforce against Siam. But Siam, yeah, quickly adding more planes. That could be an issue for Parthia, because again, like China, they just can't defend against them. They've got nothing, no anti-air, no planes of their own. It's quite a brutal onslaught from the skies. And here we go, the Kulin. What are they going to do? Keep an eye on the boats, probably in the sea here. These are the more important units to be keeping an eye on. Although the city will probably be dropped lower as well. Yeah, all those boats just died, but that was quite a smart move from the AI. I'm not sure about this ironclad's position, but these boats obviously killed a few of the boats. But yeah, there's no point putting this city down to 0 yet if you're not nearby. Once this Great War infantry is close enough, then yeah, by all means do it. But for now, I think that was a good move. I think they've doomed this guy. I don't know what he was doing, just stood here in Korea, but not the best place to be. Obviously, he didn't get the message of what was coming. Or maybe they're a bit on a suicide mission. But yeah, they're not going to have a good time. Mongolia has fallen back a little bit, so I don't know how that plays into everyone's plans. Assign delegates. Nope. I don't want to. I wonder. It'd be interesting to do a game where I did vote, and just let you guys pick. But obviously, I don't really have the time, feedback wise, to put out the episode every time there's a vote and wait for the comments. I guess I could do it in advance, but then you lose the context. But it would be quite interesting if I did influence the games at some point, because I've never done it before, and also I'm not guaranteed to. The interesting options normally aren't ones that the AI will vote for. So it doesn't matter. It's not like a guaranteed win. But maybe one day could try something out like that where you influence the vote a little bit. Rome has denounced the Mayans. Siam, here we go. Let's see how they do. I think this city could be in for a rough time. Probably not early on. I mean, Siam, I'm not sure that they should still have these war elephants. I think they're a bit dated at this point. So we'll see how it goes for them, especially against like Gatling guns. I mean, I know Siam have their own, but still, I feel like that's a bit of an old unit at this point. They'll take it in one turn now. Don't ignore me. This is about to go perfectly, isn't it? Flawless. No, I doubt it. Parthia actually has quite a few units to defend themselves. I don't even think, outside of this city, and maybe this one if you use planes right, they're probably not going to get too much. Right, Morocco, it's been a couple of turns. Are you safe? France is doing a bit of damage. I assume someone else is using planes to hit Casablanca. I would guess it has to be the Zulu, even though I didn't think they'd have that kind of range. Maybe I've underestimated the range. I don't know, but either way, it is in the yellow for now. France is here, doing some damage. Not sure it'll be a lot. Oh, I hate when you get those wars, and can it just show me the important ones? I thought we were going to get another big one. But yeah, the Mayans and Morocco. Morocco, you're not in a place to be doing this sort of thing. Attacking China. The Shoshone's a little different. I don't think the Shoshone will come over here. Their frigates, still sort of patrolling around the northeastern Pacific, but yeah, I don't think. I mean, they might kill a few Chinese boats that maybe have been trying to rush home to protect China, but yeah, I don't think they'll do it anymore. We've obviously seen their lack of enthusiasm. They haven't really gone after Russia. Japan settled here, which is interesting. That gives them a bit of control as to who gets out of this bay area. Obviously, a lot of civs inside it. The Shoshone also have an entrance covered off. And yeah, China's sort of ultimately in control of this one. But yeah, Japan is more important, I guess. But China's obviously just managed to get the one tile they needed to block the path, which is obviously very frustrating for anyone else. China's actually making progress against Mongolia, which is pretty scary, but Mongolia very much focused on this city in the north, Nanjing, but yeah, not having any luck at the moment. 29 turns, and we'll be removing another 2 civs. I'm not sure who it will be, obviously, but yeah, it's quite exciting. I think continent-wise, we could probably do with one being in Europe. I'm not even sure what we want in Africa. Something tells me it would be the Zulu being removed. A lot of you guys would probably be quite happy with that. But yeah, I think we can't lose another one. Like, we can't lose a Morocco or the Ottomans now. I know the Ottomans aren't realistically not in Europe exactly, but they are probably now the strongest civ with cities in Europe, apart from, I guess, the Inca, but that doesn't count. The Ottomans will be the last hope of stopping Shaka. Not that I think they will. So yeah, probably could be useful if the Zulu were. I don't really know what happens. I think the AI would obviously fill it with settlers, but I don't think anyone would become a powerhouse on the back of the Zulu disappearing anymore, like the Songhai could have done before if the Zulu went. But yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in reverse. Like, Egypt is not going to become a superpower just because the Zulu disappear. Even if they settled all of it, the cities would be smaller, and yeah, I don't think they'd ever catch up. Same for Morocco. But obviously, yeah, if we lost to Morocco or the Ottomans, that'd be kind of sad. I feel like Europe's still a bit packed. If one of these civs was to go, they're all like medium strength. None of them are doing bad, which is good. The Goths, France, Sweden, Rome. If one of those was to go, though, it would certainly help one of the others become a superpower and start to compete a bit more. There we go, finally. Texas doing their job. North America, I don't really think we'd want one to go. I think there's a good power balance between Texas, Canada, and Shoshone. And obviously, if California or America went, I'd be a bit disappointed because, they're not that important. They're going to go at some point anyway. But yeah, I feel like Texas, Canada, and Shoshone, I kind of want to see those 3 fight it out. South America, I think if one of them was to go, it would just open the door for the other one to really catch up with that top 3. Especially if Brazil went, then I think the Inca could match, maybe get into 4th place, a clear 4th place at that point. I think the Inca might be 4th already, I'm just guessing, but that would be my sort of guess. And I guess if one of the Asian civs, the big ones, Siam, China, Mongolia, Japan, if one of those went, or even the Kulin, probably, again, the Kulin, less of an impact. Obviously, they're a big civ, but I think the civs would be less likely to fill that space effectively. Whereas if China went, I think Mongolia, Japan, Siam would fill it up pretty quickly. Guangzhou into the red, and there is a rifleman close by, so this is going to be a rough turn. They will only be able, I guess the frigate could shoot it, but it might get distracted. The Gatling gun and the city. Yeah, this might be very rough for China if they lose Guangzhou. Ideology, the Ottomans, taken a while. I mean, especially since Sweden have had one now for like 40 turns. But there you go, the Ottomans finally grabbing autocracy. I saw some comments saying that people were quite excited about the Ottomans. I think I asked who would you want to play as. The Ottomans was a popular suggestion. Mainly because they're just in an interesting position. They are starting to look that little bit better as time goes on. Fully agree. They've actually just unlocked artillery, which is a fantastic unit to have access to. Might allow them to do something. And they're another one when I guess I said they should be protecting from the Zulu. I was going to say another one in Europe that could clear some space, but yeah, we probably don't want that. Arabia going would be an interesting one. Obviously, I imagine the Zulu would profit from that, but it would open up some space for the Ottomans to just add a bit more strength. Or even Persia. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, some big ones. Russia I haven't really paid much attention to recently because they're staying fairly quiet at the moment. It'd be quite big if they were to disappear. See, they profited. They didn't even profit from the Huns disappearing. I know they grabbed sort of 2 cities in former Hunnic territory, just on the edge. I mean, I think you could have settled here. Probably could have settled like here and here anyway. I think you could have settled here. Maybe, a couple of tiles east in each anyway, but fair enough. Also, France pieced out in Morocco. Nothing changed hands. But yeah, I don't know. Russia could certainly be interesting. I mean, they haven't gained directly from, really. I know they've gained 2 cities, but not big ones. It's more the fact that the Huns just aren't there as competition anymore that helps them. They can now focus on everyone else, and the Huns was probably the biggest threat to them. Although, to be fair, they were expanding more and getting bigger, and Attila was doing nothing, so maybe he got his, got what he deserved there, I don't know. Yep, Mongolia building up a lot of planes quickly. Japan again struggling. We saw them struggle against Mongolia for so long. Now they're struggling against Russia as well. But hopefully they will grab the city. Just because, it's border gore being cleared up. Might be useful to Japan. It's not really, but, just to be honest, it's just going to clean those borders up a little bit. No random cities in the middle of nowhere. As Russia settled, and Guangzhou did fall, and a huge chunk of land went with it in southern China. And there you go, a big victory for the Kulin. One of the biggest cities as well, dropping down to 13 population. Yep, Russia did settle in, is that Svalbard? Svalbard? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is, I have no idea. It's an island to the north. I think they've been there for a while, because it's in the snow. Ooh, France with some citadels towards Sweden. This city has just maintained itself inside Sweden's borders. Just. Quite an interesting dynamic. I really don't know how Sweden fit into all of this. What could they do? I think Russia's probably too strong for Sweden to ever think about it. I think it's a team war with the Goths, like with Russia or with France is less useful, but still, yeah, that's probably where Sweden expands, and then again, once you've finished, you're left with the same issue again. Like, Russia's here, what do you do? So I don't know, it's kind of tough for Sweden. They are doing well. They have a chance of getting in the top 10 if they survive till the end, and you think next elimination, another 2 big civs get dumped out. Yeah, there's a chance they get to the end. Is that a new Japanese city in Australia? They really are pushing it here. They're very brave. It is by the mountain, so it's a bit more safe. But that is, yeah, I mean, they're trading, so maybe they're friends. But this is very bold. I mean, the Kulin have so many units back here. They have an aircraft carrier. So they could be, China should probably be grateful that they're not being targeted anymore. Obviously, it only gets worse. If they hold on to this pretty solidly for a few turns, then all these planes will move into Guangzhou. The other planes will move closer too. And then it starts to get a little worse. And the Kulin have some submarines too, I see, off Japan. That will be sinking most of these boats without even being detected, which is pretty brutal as well. Looks like it's starting to fall apart for China. How are you? Oh my god, they are actually getting worse. Like, at one point they did have it down to half health, but now they can't even Oh no. What are you doing, Inca? This is painful to watch. Not good, is it? It is bad. They don't deserve any sympathy though. They're fully responsible for it. It's nothing to do with me. It's all them. They don't get sympathy. Texas has joined the Canadians in badly invading the US. It doesn't seem to be going their way either. Shoshone's just watching this and laughing, aren't they? They're going to attack at some point and just take it with artillery in about a couple of turns, maybe some planes. Just walk straight in, and are just going to be laughing at these other two, who are so much bigger than America, but continuously failing. It's pretty sad at this point. That's pretty bad. Oh, we got a new ideology and a Prora developed by Canada. Nice job. What has happened here? Parthia going Order. Not the most popular ideology at the moment. Or is it? And I've like, yeah, actually no, Order was the popular one. And then Autocracy made a bit of a comeback. I don't know exactly if anyone's had a revolution or anything, but yeah, that's a bit strange. I don't know what's more popular at the moment. Maybe a bit more equal. Obviously, the tourism was sort of set, right? Everyone that was left had very low, 0 to 10. The big two civs, there was one civ with like 60 and 150 that had already picked on opposite sides. But yeah, it seems like Autocracy has been making a bit of a comeback. Maybe it's a bit more equal now. Maybe less dissidents. Not sure. We'll find out. It's taken a lot longer to load today than it has before. Again, that might be to do with the heat. I don't know. Might just be that the game is getting further forward. Sometimes you just got to get it open and then just not close it till the end, which is sadly not possible for obvious reasons. Yeah, there's a lot of Order civs. They're all still content. There's still dissidents in the Autocracy ones, but some of them more content, especially the ones with more tourism. The Zulu, not so much Brazil, but Brazil are fine as well. I think we might see a change. Egypt struggling with freedom, but yeah, I mean, all of them, the Inca might flip just because they're on 0 happiness, but these guys could all stay Autocracy. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely more Order civs, but if a few more go to Autocracy, I feel like there's been more. I feel like there has been some revolutions that I've missed or something, because I don't know if there was this many. I feel like there's been more civs going Autocracy than that list says. But we'll see. Whatever. Obviously, that's not super important to you guys watching, unless you actually know all the policies. I can't remember them all, to be honest. So, don't know if it really means much to anyone. Obviously, they still attack people of the same ideology, because normally they all end up at the same one anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. It's not going to affect the alliances too much, although it can be nice to think about it in that way. Russia, what are you up to? Nothing? Oh, give us a new game. This Kulin-China war is great, but it is not enough. We need more. We all have appetites for seeing lots of stuff go on. I wish there was a way to condense it even more. I don't know, not quicker. I don't know what the words are like to describe what I want, but obviously we're already on quick speed, but I don't know. Maybe just a faster computer is the answer. Get through moments quicker, I don't know. Some of these moments are always painful. Oh, get my hopes up. I thought we were getting something good, but no, Mongolia. Well, it's a big war, probably two top 10 militaries in the world. I'm hazarding a guess. Nowhere near each other. That's far away on the map within the northern hemisphere as you could possibly get from each other. Mongolia landlocked inside Eurasia, Canada on the eastern coast of North America. Looks like Boston is going to fall to one of these two. They're finally making some progress. A couple of cannons are finally maybe close enough. I think this one is, not this one, but there we go. Okay, that one matters. There we go. They teased us. We got there in the end. Shoshone versus Canada. Now, the Shoshone were definitely not prepared for this. They do not have units on that border, so we'll see. Obviously, they're going to rush across. But yeah, that kind of gives Canada a jump start, but I'm not going to have any faith in them invading, since they couldn't even take Boston. This would actually suit the Canada, weirdly enough, after all this time. It would actually suit Canada for Texas to grab Boston here, because then Canada is literally just land units within 4 tiles. Like, that is a grind. Like, there's no way the Shoshone is going to fight their way through that anytime soon. They will eventually, but you just put all your troops here and turn it into a bloodbath. Whereas if you take Boston, then the Shoshone takes Boston, then they have quick access to Philadelphia, and then they're coming up this way as well, which is not ideal. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, sadly, I think they might end up taking Boston anyway. We'll find out pretty soon. Should take some damage this turn. Very close. Hopefully Texas gets it. They actually go last, so yeah, I think Texas might have done enough. And the Kulin, who have held on to Gwangju pretty well, complete the Broadway Wonder. So that's another nice little addition for them. Move a few units around, but yeah, Texas is definitely coming up one of the mods that go at the end. In fact, Texas goes last each turn. So this could be a big moment. Let's watch. Let's just wait patiently. Japan will take forever now. And the UK for no apparent reason. Yep, I don't know why Great Britain's taken so long. Don't know what they're up to. They're not particularly big. Oh, they finished. There you go. But here we go. Texas. Take Boston. The US are eliminated from the game. That is one less civ. I'm not sure how many left now. Probably around 23. 24 or 23. There we go. Boston falls. And that is an ideal scenario, as weird as it sounds, for Canada. Right. Cities. I just want to see who's left. I don't know why I always do it through cities, but I do. Yep, 25 remain. Indonesia, the Sioux, the Khazar, the Garamantes, Ethiopia, Germany, Greece, the Aztecs, America, Assyria, Congo, Songhai, Spain, the Iroquois, the Huns, Korea, and Harappa have all been eliminated. But here we go, turn 176. We've made it through 7 turns this episode. That's pretty good. It was slow to open it. Oh, wow. So I don't know how, but Shaka did conquer Fez. I didn't see it pop up. He's certainly doing damage, and he might actually get another city. So they've put a city here and here in the desert, which is more places to put planes and do more damage. Yes, and Morocco, even further behind on tech. Like China, you feel bad for them getting attacked with planes that they don't have. But this is even worse. Like, there's no way Morocco can do anything. They still have musketmen. These cities are so low as well. Like, one plane could probably knock off a quarter of the health. Not ideal. France v Russia? Interesting. There might be some naval battles, but they're pretty separated in Europe, so it's not going to lead to too much. We'll see if anyone else joins in. That's normally the big one, if the Goths got involved. But I don't really see many civs being brave enough to attack Russia, so I don't know if France has a master plan here. Is there someone else coming in to attack or not? Siam? Like, they're not going to help. I guess it doesn't matter. Russia's not. As long as none of the border nations make the mistake of doing it, I don't think it will matter. But I could see the Goths. I thought it would have been France and Russia v the Goths teaming up, like the opposite, but that is not how it played. There's plenty of boats here, but now these boats, China facing the same issue the Kulin nearly had, trying to take the city. It's not coastal, so these boats can have little influence on it all. And the Kulin are a naval power in themselves, although they've not really committed too heavily to the East China Sea here. I think that's what it's called. Probably. It's east of China, so it works regardless. I still can't believe Brazil finally got a 4th city. Didn't make it coastal, but then as soon as they went across to Africa, within the space of 1 turn, 2 coastal cities. Sweden joining in against Morocco. Not sure that's too important. Sweden can't actually even get around here. But there you go. This is Shoni. Let's see. Assume this is not going to go well for them this turn. They're just going to still be bringing units over. Sort of a rush to the east. They must have not been prepared for this. But they did it of their own accord. Or maybe it was the 10 turns. Sort of, shall we do it in 10 turns? Oh, but they pull out planes out of nowhere. They didn't have them then, until then. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if they just bought 3 and moved them. I'd guess so. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. And again, that's just another bit of bad luck for Canada. But as I said, best case scenario really for Canada here. It's a very awkward border area. Obviously, no one's really built naval units in the lake, because obviously that's not particularly the smartest thing to do. So it is going to be just a head-to-head land battle. So Canada can certainly drag this out at least a turn 200, probably more. There we go, the war we've all been waiting for. Parthia, landlocked Central Asian civ, up against Mayans. Central America. Nowhere near each other at all. Not really sure why this has happened, but there you go. And Casablanca does fall to the Zulu, which is a pretty big development. Good for the Zulu. Not so good. Oh, this city's so low as well. Yeah, Shaka is doing a lot better here than I thought he would. I don't even know how he's doing this. It can't just be like 2 planes and some battleships just destroying everything. Surely not. Canada did get a turn to respond. If they act quickly, they could take the city, but I think the artillery's too close now. It's just going to be a bombardment. Although, that said, as I've learned from playing as the Songhai last time, the artillery is really bad against land units, so maybe they're safe. Maybe they can just grind this out, and it is going to be quite a brutal war. Probably is going to be very brutal. Japan versus the Mayans. I mean, that kind of matters, but they're on the wrong side of... The Mayans are like the wrong side in terms of coastal, but Texas to be the Mayans, certainly bigger. Texas, the problem is they've built all their boats in the Pacific, so they have no access, so that's not going to work out. But either way, they have a chance, I guess. Maybe they can do something, just forcefully force their way through. But yeah, not much hope here for Texas, just because of the borders, sadly. I think Texas would have been better off, actually, like backstabbing Canada, maybe joining in, going for Philadelphia and Washington, which is what I said the Shoshone should have done if they got Boston. But that'll be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.